Not so easy building a fire. Let's build this instead. A metal fire pit with Baltic symbols where you can cook your sausages or boil some sweet Latvian potatoes. By the way, if you also want to build a project like this, you can buy these plans at our website at ideasiniron.eu. All you need to do is send these files to your local metal manufacturer and they will make the exact cuts and bends to make the parts, so you just need a welder and some sweaty hands. And we have also included a very detailed guide on how to assemble everything. We are expecting a lot of twisting and warping from the fire and heavy logs, so we are adding these little flat pieces for reinforcement on the bottom. They just slide in place and we tuck them on with the welder. We're not welding the entire length. The base is sitting on the ground, so it should be pretty strong on its own. We spent a lot of time debating what's the best artistic arrangement for these symbols, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. The only thing that is really important, that we almost forgot about, is that there is this round cutout for the pipe that will slide into it, and those two sides need to be next to each other. I was very surprised at how easy it is to assemble. You just slide it in place and make your tacks on the bottom. I'm not using any clamps when doing the welding. I think it's pretty easy to just hold it with your hands. I know you get some sparks in your gloves, but safety is secondary. Look at these welds. Are they not beautiful or what? It's starting to look pretty good, to be honest, but now it's time to get inside and weld everything. My grandmother always asked me, "Son, are you a welder or are you a grinder?" We could leave these welds visible, but I want my granny to be proud of me. So we are grinding everything. It's pretty hard to grind these inner corners. The grinder doesn't really fit inside, so we are just cleaning them up with the wire wheel. Now it's time to make something from where I could cook some food. We have a standard 1-inch pipe, which is around 32 millimeters in outer diameter, The plan is to cut it, bend it and slide it in the bracket. The total length is around 160 centimeters. You could make it lower or higher, but we eyeballed that this height should work pretty well. We're using a cold cut saw, so you should wax it once in a little bit so the blade would stay sharper for a longer time. To mark the center of the pipe, we are using a flat piece of plywood and just laying it on the side and making a mark. Then we use this bracket to mark our spots where we will make our holes that will hold the pipe in place. Now sliding in the bracket to check if everything fits. To make this whole thing level, we had to get a bit creative with our clamping. We set this 90-degree square on the ground and attached some square pipe in between the bracket and just welded it there. And finally, we can slide the pipe inside the hole and see if everything fits. I'm checking if it's straight with the spirit level, but the bracket was not welded perfectly straight and the screws are pulling the pipe right next to it. Our friend lent us a pipe bender. We didn't really watch any videos on how to use it or read any guides, but it's just a jack, right? How hard can it be?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Well, this was a complete and utter failure. The bend did not look good and it's not really useful as the pipe cannot easily slide around the bracket. So we decided to change the design a bit. Now there's a notch in the base for the exact place to make the weld. And instead of using screws to hold the pipe, there is another U-shaped bracket that will slide in place. I did not want to try to bend the pipe again and ruin another one, so we went the simpler route of just buying a 90-degree pipe square and weld it together. To make sure the pipe stays at 90 degrees, we clamp it to the table, tack the fitting to the pieces and then make the entire weld. Not the best looking welds, but at least it's straight. We did not want to order a new bracket, so we just made our own from some old scraps. Now to check if everything fits, and already it's looking much better. This is a way more useful design, and also you don't need any screws on the bottom anymore. And if you can't weld, well, you can always grind it down, just so your grandmother doesn't notice that your hands grow out of your ass. This is definitely an engineering overkill, but you know, we have the biggest potatoes in the world, so when we cook for 50 Latvians, this 300 kilogram carabiner will become very useful. Now this looks much better, and we didn't even need the pipe bender. I also want something where I could grill my kebabs, so I bought some stainless steel grates from the hardware store and used up all the scrap angle irons we had in the shop. I bought a fitting that's one size bigger than a 1-inch pipe that goes on the end that will pivot around the pipe, and just welded it to the angle iron. And now the final step of painting, but first we have to clear off all the dust from all of the grinding. As it's the cold and bleak winter months in Eastern Europe, it's hard to keep the garage in an optimal temperature, so what we did is set these paint cans near a fireplace, so the paint is a bit warmer. Not sure if this is the best idea, but we're even using a blowtorch to heat everything up. Outside is around minus 20 degrees Celsius, so we're doing everything that the paint sticks a bit better. We even found this small little heater that blows some hot air. Hopefully that helps. We're applying 2 to 3 thin coats and letting it dry for about 20 minutes after each coat. This is a fire-resistant paint, so hopefully it will last us a long time. Wow, beautiful, extraordinary, the craftsmanship, the symbols we know nothing about, the words of professionals, perfection. I think that we are ready for some real Latvian cooking. I think the project turned out way better than we hoped. It's even easy and still looks good if you're not a good welder. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.